Hello and welcome to this Profit Protector Pro video. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about repricing used items on Profit Protector Pro. So yes, you can achieve the same kind of results with used goods or books as you would with new items. In terms of with Profit Protector Pro, you'll be able to secure more of the buy box and increase your profits as well. So I'm going to be telling you everything to do with used goods and books. So I guess the key thing is the headline is the fact that we have actually built a strategy just for used goods and books. And this is this one right here. So the used goods and books algorithmic strategy. Now, the reason why this one is slightly different to all of the other strategies is because it takes into account used conditions as well, whereas the others will obviously focus on new conditions, but this one will take into account all of the various used conditions. So this is how it works. So it basically uses a list of prices out of the same used subcondition to compete with other used listings in that same subcondition, while using some of the smart strategy techniques to try and get the sale. If no one else is selling in that same subcondition as you, it will take prices from the ones better and worse than yours to figure out an average of where the price should fit based on that competition. So for example, if you are selling something that is, say, used good, but no one else is selling in that same condition, it will try and find listings in used very good and in used acceptable, so just above and just below, and then figure out a price to compete that is sensible based on the others. And it is also algorithmic, so this is where it will try and tweak its approach slightly if one particular method isn't proving quite fruitful. It has that flexibility, adaptability, whereby it will recognize what's going on the listing at all times. The longer you keep it on that listing, the more it learns, the more it's going to adapt, the better, in theory, it will work when various scenarios occur on that listing. And it also allows the functionality to actually move up in price once you've secured the buy box. So I would heavily recommend this strategy right out of the box. It's there, it's ready, and it is an amazing strategy. There's been so much success reported by sellers who do go ahead and use this strategy. But in regards to the other bits of Profit Protector Pro that concern used goods and books, here's some of the other things. So if you want Profit Protector Pro to do a particular something when it comes to repricing your used goods or books, you can build a custom strategy based on that. So question one, what fulfillment method do you want to compete with? So you just pick whichever one it's going to be. Next, and then this is the part where you can literally dictate that it is going to be a custom strategy for your used items by selecting what conditions you want to compete against. So you can select all used or all used except collectible, or you can literally just select one of the used conditions, or you can select, 2 or 3. It's completely up to you, whatever it is that you want to do. So you pick your used conditions, and then you basically follow through the wizard and answer all of the questions as you see fit. So what happens when there's no buy box and there's other sellers? What happens when there is a buy box? What happens when you get the buy box, and so forth? So you can build your custom strategy from there. But the base element of that makes it a custom strategy for your used items is based on the condition that you pick right here. So in case you want to do a particular something, then the custom strategy is also an option. And with the new updates recently, it makes it really easy to identify your used products in your inventory, which might have been hard to do, if you've got loads and loads of new with some used things sprinkled throughout your inventory. With the new filters, you can now literally tick used and or new. So that way you can differentiate between your new inventory and your used items, making it a lot easier to set those strategies on those used items. And what's more, if you don't fancy working through everything individually on the repricing page, what you can do is tick used, select export as CSV, and it's going to export only your used items through to a spreadsheet. Therefore, you can very quickly update your strategy for your used items. And it'll only be your used items because of what you've selected in your filters. You can also do the exact same thing over in the bulk inventory section by clicking inventory CSV by filters, and then you just select what you want to have in that spreadsheet. So therefore you just tick used, and boom, you've got everything in that spreadsheet. Makes it really easy to update everything in bulk. And obviously once you're done with your CSV, save it, make sure it remains as a CSV, then go ahead and upload that into Profit Protector Pro. But in regards to if you were to set a custom strategy for your used items, all you'd have to do is make sure that the custom strategy is turned on in this section, and then use the exact name of that custom strategy when you go to apply it. And obviously, if you wanted to use for the custom strategy as well, you enter in -1 into strategy, then you enter in the name. You'll see that in the CSV. Then if you wanted to apply the used goods books algorithmic strategy when you're using a CSV, then the key for that is just enter in 16, and then it will apply that strategy. The numbers dictate what strategy is going to be applied to the item when you enter it in on the CSV. But in regards to used goods and books, that is basically everything you need to know. So Profit Protector Pro does accommodate for all of that just as much as it would do for new items as well, taking into account those conditions, those extra conditions, of course, meaning that it will reprice just as effectively. And I'm sure you'll see just as much success with your used items as you would do with your new. So here's to securing more sales and more profits. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.